FM.
Burmese 99.5 FM. Kaieteur Radio.
Namaste to you, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Lall Show on Kaieteur Radio 99.1 and 99.5 FM. My name is Joshua Van Slykeman. I am your moderator for this evening. Let me just remind you that this evening what we will be having is a rebroadcast of the Lall Show. As you know, Mr. Lall is taking a break from the program until next year. He will resume, and we would like to thank you so much for your support during 2021 as we look forward for much more support from you in 2022. This evening, it will be a rebroadcast, and of course, the rebroadcast is titled, Listen to How Petty, Bad-Minded, Vindictive, and Spiteful Your Leaders Are. It is time for the rebroadcast of The Lall Show.
This is not Glenn saying this. The President of the United States, Mr. Joe Biden, said so. The EU saying so. The banks saying so. And these bright chaps, our financial gurus, saying we're going to borrow billions for try this thing. And perhaps, maybe, it going to work, according to the Attorney General.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this Monday's edition of the Lall Show right here on Kaieteur Radio 99.1 and 99.5 FM. My name is Joshua Van Slykeman. I'll be your moderator for this evening. And of course, I'm joined by the man of the hour, publisher of the Kaieteur News, Mr. Lall. And without further ado, I will now hand things over to him for him to present to us his Monday night's edition of the Lall Show. Mr. Lall, good evening to you.
Good evening to you too, sir. I must tell all the listeners that our good friend Suan did not abandon us. She just take the night off. And tonight or today is arrival day for the Portuguese. So I just want to wish all of them a very happy arrival day to all of you. We don't have many, but the few we have, I have one of them here working with me for the last 15 or 17 years, Michael Baptist, and he has been a good guy. He can be a pain sometimes, but all in all, he's a good kid. I always tell him he's the last set in the crop of Portuguese. Good evening to all of you guys. I played a beautiful song, Jerusalem, and I danced it Friday night too. Tonight, I want to play another beautiful song for you people, because the message of the song is beyond expression of words. I saw a video clip where a young man sang at a talent show in which there were international cricketers and movie stars and celebrities. They gave him a standing ovation with tears in their eyes. Could you play that little song for me, please? And I'll give you the explanation of the words in English. Play it. My radio.
तुझसे नाराज नहीं जिंदगी हैरान हूँ मैं हो हैरान हूँ मैं तेरे मासूम सवालों से परेशान हूँ मैं
I didn't think that in order to live, I would have to face so much misery to smile. It says, I'm not upset with your life, I'm astonished. I'm astonished. Your innocent questions cause me distress. I don't think that in order to live, I would have to face so much misery to smile. I didn't have to take the death of smiling. If I were to smile, it seems that I would have incurred this death on my lips. I am not upset with your life. I am astonished. I am astonished.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I am not upset with you, life. I am astonished. I am astonished. Your innocent questions cause me distress. Cause distress. Yes, distress. Guys, yesterday, CNN did a comparison of leaders. Donald Trump, Narendra Modi of India, Jair Bolsonaro of Brazil, and Manuel Lopez from Mexico. And it showed how all four of them disregard experts and scientists' advice on this coronavirus that have the world in distress. All the citizens of this universe in distress. All four of them refuse to wear masks in public, and they all mislead the world on this deadly pandemic. You guys see what has happened in the US? It had 3,000 plus people dying per day. In Mexico, it's almost 3,000 a day. In Brazil, 4,000 plus dying every day. In India, they are dying like flies right now. They are dropping dead on the roadsides. The cremation sites cannot handle the amount of dead when the day comes. So they are burning them on the road corner. On every road corner, they drop. That is where India stands with this thing now. CNN reported that yesterday. They reported that yesterday on a special program. They are saying that Narendra Modi should be tried for those deaths that is happening there now, as he continued to allow tens of thousands of people, the Indian people, to celebrate some festival them had a few days ago at the Ganges River without wearing any masks. Yeah. In Guyana, our leaders celebrate at casinos, which they keep open so they can worship with the dollars that they lie to us about and steal from us. Is not madness. Is not madness Donald Trump, Narendra Modi, and Lopez was going on with. It's more than madness. And our leaders is carrying on with the same type of madness. Our citizens are dying and testing positive more and more. and the government does nothing but stay the course to please its private gurus and supporters. I can only hope sense prevail to protect and preserve people's life in this country. Guys, you gotta be careful. Wear your mask all the time and practice social distancing. The 6 feet apart before you end up in 6 feet down and apart from us. So keep that 6 feet and stay with us, please. And always remember that if nobody loves you, Glenn Lall loves you all. Good night again to all of you. I think there should be no other questions about this gas to shore project. It's a dead animal. It's a dead donkey ready to be buried. Solar is now officially the cheapest form of energy in this world. It is set to become the king of electricity. Yes, not Glenn saying this. The International Energy Agency Executive Director, a man named Fatih Birol, said that in a report only yesterday. According to the estimations and not guesstimations of the Paris-based International Energy Agency, solar has not only become the cheapest form of energy today, but is also poised to become the king of the world of electricity in the markets. The IEA director said that solar is the main source of growth, followed by wind. We already know about hydro. Them got successful hydropower dams around the world. The man said in support of the agency findings, the director said, I see solar becoming the new king of the world's electricity market. He said based on today's policy settings, it is on track to set new records for deployment every year from 2022 and upwards. That is next year the man talking about. What the director is basically saying here, guys, that governments has to get on board with this clean, better and cheaper source of electricity. And all over, them even putting policy and regulations in place to make it work. The man say how it not only better for the people, but it is better for the earth, the world in which we live in. Solar and wind. So we have to tell all the PPP leaders, the PNC leaders, and the AFC leaders to keep them confused and mix up gas to shore project for their party and for their bedrooms. It can't come in our bedrooms. Tell them we want cheap, better and cleaner electricity. That's where the world is heading. America, Europe, and the world going in that direction. It's only the PPP and the PNC and the other C going in the reverse direction. Remember, I talked how Jagdeo took the gas to shore, took his gas to shore people, and had this press briefing the other day. The first thing came out of my mouth to all of them. I said, what I'll present there is putting the horse behind the cart. Guys, so said, so done. I had to laugh. Today we carry the story, and the headline says, government now scrambles to secure exports for the gas to show task force. How do you like that? Them now putting out, asking for exports. You see? when Mr. Jagdeo don't tell me how this thing will cut electric bill in half.
Where you get the information from if not from exports?
No, well, I told him it was a dream in his head only. Oh boy. You guys smelling anything?
Definitely.
I'm smelling something, man. I'm smelling something.
A lot of beef.
Yeah. David Patterson said, if the PPP go ahead with the project as is, then it's money for the boys. You hear that? He did involved in it from the start.
What is it for the boys too?
So he got to know what he talking about. He got to know that. I've been telling y'all a long time now to read through the lines as to what is taking place in this land. Just like solar, electric cars is now picking up too. We even have some working as taxi here at Stabrook Market. So that means in a couple more mornings, gas and diesel vehicle will have to park up, maybe in Brassington and Jagdeo their mansion, because they got big yard space.
Big space.
So we should call it a day. I am thinking I will not be reporting anymore on this scheme. Jagdeo and Brassington they wants to throw on us unless they can show us evidence. Evidence. So I think that's the end of it. We will be reporting on this gas to shore project. The leaders, and this is my topic for tonight I want to talk about, my friends. The leaders are so barefaced and wicked where they don't have answers to give people to defend their Ponzi scheme. They come up with all kinds of little children excuses. Hear this one, what Jagdeo don't want anybody record at the last press conference. After I told him how Europe and America going solar, his answer was a set of crap. To justify this gas to shore project, he tell us if we get 3 days without sunlight, how it will affect the solar. And how we ain't gonna have battery backup and so on. And that's why you need gas to shore project. You say we get 3 days together. Brothers and sisters, Guyanese, the entire Europe, the whole America does be without sunlight for more than 6 months every year. Without snow, with snow and winter. And that's not going to affect them solar, but it going to affect Hebrew here. It going to affect Guyana solar. You hear me? If we get 3 days sun, if we don't get 3 days sunlight, that will affect
you.
we.
You don't need active sunlight. You just need the heat for the sun.
Man, it's going to affect Jagdeo and Brassington solar, man. Yeah. Yeah, this man thinks he's talking to babies, 2-year-old babies. You know, I refuse to let small, petty people distract me from my purpose in life. No. Y'all got to do much, much better than this Nancy story y'all want to talk to this nation about. Some of you need to open y'all small minds instead of y'all big mouth. A friend told me that today, that they need to open them small minds rather than a big mouth and speak. Yes. Friday night program, I spoke about setting the stage for a kill. Y'all remember that? I talked about the length and breadth these leaders would go to strife, victimize, and punish anybody who are not with them on the schemes, or against them. I want to share a little more about these leaders y'all think is y'all demigods. How petty and evil they are. Most of them. Not every single one of them. Most of them. I choose to talk about this topic because as a media person, if we don't expose them to bring about a change, they will grow into monsters. We all see the road in which Donald Trump was taking down America. I believe if he had gotten that second term, he would have become a huge monster that would have destroyed this whole world. Thank the US press who were on his back exposing everything he did every single day. And thank our Creator that he is not in there anymore. Yes, I do believe that he will end up in jail. Mark my words. The wicked and evil things he and his cohorts have done is all unfolding before our eyes right now, every single day. I am keeping abreast, I'm watching the news every hour of the day. Anybody that refused to do what he wanted, whether it is immoral, wrong, or unlawful, you're fired. Yes, that was the man Donald Trump. It has happened here too. But we hardly hear about them. People are frightened to talk. I want you guys to know, I am here, Kaieteur News is here. Anytime they do them immoral and dirty things, just call us. Call me. Mr. Joe Biden is now finding out how many persons Trump dismissed all over the place, all because they refused his orders or they walked off the job because they were asked to do immoral, wrong, and unlawful things. Mr. Joe Biden says the border issue is in shambles because the staff was either fired or left the work. I have been following the US, Ukraine, and Russia game from the beginning. The US ambassador for Ukraine, a very upright and decent woman. Donald Trump lawyer threw dirt on the lady and Trump ended up firing her. If I were the lady, I would have sued both of them, Donald Trump and Giuliani. Pure evil. It's pure evil. They wanted, they throw onto the lady. And Trump ended up kicking she out. Mr. Biden, the president, a very wonderful human being. I wish we can have leaders like him in every country on earth. I have been following him for a very long time. What a beautiful, what a decent fella, you know. On to today, he can't find hundreds of those children where Donald Trump and he henchmen them through those children. He said yesterday, Mr. Biden said yesterday to a reporter that Vice President Kamala Harris still trying to find those hundreds of kids where they are. Yes, evil, wicked and bad-minded. Bad mind are not even words to describe some of our leaders in this world, including many of them here in our country. Listen, guys, brothers and sisters, how petty, evil, and wicked some of them are right here in our country called Guyana, this beautiful land. We carried a story Saturday that says all the mayors across this country has collected their little stipend every month from the government, except the Georgetown mayor, Pandit Ubraj Narain. All of them just get little $60,000, $75,000 and so on. The GT mayor says since October 2020, his $75,000 has been halted by the government. The man said even the town clerk and the other executives of the local organ of the Georgetown City Council are experiencing similar issues. You guys hear that? How low can they get? How small their minds are. when they're talking about billions here and billions there, but beat up these men and women for $75,000 and $60,000. Right, guys? Man, somebody need to tell me something, man.
400 US dollars.
You know? 300 and something dollars. The Georgetown mayor said the 75,000 wasn't money, but it's the victimization from the government to the city council. He said he talked to Minister Lall several times concerning the issue, but nothing has changed. He said he spoke with him. He said he spoke on the phone with him at meetings and even his office. And the minister tell him that he would have to ask his permanent secretary to look into the matter. Pandit Narayan said he even remind him many times after, and he still get nowhere. Huh? No, man. No, guys, no. Kaieteur News reached out to Minister Lall for comment, but he never called back. I think he hiding or he ducking. If $75,000 can make them dodging and hiding, then imagine what them gonna do when them around billions. I believe they would even kill people who talk against them. You understand? It's terrible, man. It's terrible. You know, I remember Freddie Kissoon, my columnist. They weed the trench in front the neighborhood and skip the part where Freddie Kissoon house is, from fence to fence.
Low-minded man.
This is not low-minded. This is beyond low-minded, man. This is low life. Only low life people behave like that.
Vindictive.
No, low life, man. I hope you guys change, man. You can do a lot better than that. You know? They have a man named, I always remember him, because the man's story brought tears to my eyes. A man named Morris Arjun. The man used to head NBS, and they wanted the man to take NBS money and put it in the Borby's Bridge. He put in some, and then they asked him for more. He tell them no. The law does not allow him to do that. I could only invest so much from the society. You know what I'm saying? The housing people money. When the man refused Jagdeo that money, they send home the man. And they send home two managers, two with him. A man named Kent Vincent and Kissoon Baldeo.
For not breaking the law.
Yes.
They don't want to break the law.
Yes.
Send them home.
Mm-hmm. I remember Mr. Arjun's wife came to me. And after we talked, man, I must tell you, the lady talk like a boss. She is the one that really fight and push the matter to the court. When Morris came to my office, he was kind of distraught, you know. He was down at the time. Man, he looked like if he would have get a stroke anytime. Anytime. The man could have hardly speak. You understand? He come and sit down right in my office there. And we carried the stories. You know, he won the case. And the government refused to pay the man. The man had to go back to the court and finally got a judge to give him some of the pension money where he win. You hear that? 14 years now. Listen to this. 14 years now. And he can't get the rest of the pension money. And 14 years to now, he can't get a date for the appeal. You see what's going on in this land? One of the managers, Kent Vincent, he waiting since last year for his case to come up. And he and all didn't get paid until now. Kaieteur News carry a story, and it was very sad. what they did to him. He got 5 small girl children at the time. The man could not even buy milk for them kids after the knock you off. He managed because there was a creator. He made that story. That story is in the Kaieteur News. You guys can go back and read it. I guess he went around and get help. But it was a terrible thing. What a terrible life for him. All because of evil and bad-minded, low-life people. The third man, Kisumba Leo, ended up going away to the States. And he didn't even get paid on to this day too. These are the kind of things they do to people lives in this country. And I'm saying these things, guys, that you need to know these things. You need to know who are your leaders, how they think, how they behave, and what they're doing to their own brothers and sisters of this land. Robert Corbyn, at one time was the opposition leader. As you know, there's a salary for him in which the government has to pay. The government also has to pay for his staff and staffed his office, also paying the rent. You know, they never give that man his salary or even take care of his office. He said, Glenn, I talked about it many times, bro. I even called them and asked them. I talk about it in the public. And Glenn, he's too ashamed to go public again with this. I did call Mr. Jagdeo and ask him why he's not paying the man his salary. You know, he laughed. Yeah, he laughed. This is the kind of leaders we have in this land. This is how they are living. This is their mentality. I don't know if Joseph Harmon is getting his, because he's now the opposition leader. I don't know, I didn't ask him. I wanted to call him today, but he don't take my phone calls any longer. This is the type of attitude they display with each other as leaders. This is how they bring people together. This is how they are training the youths of this nation. Yeah. Yeah. A beautiful way to lift a country, eh? This is the way to develop a country. This is how they're living, like dogs and cats. This is the stage they're setting for people like me and you, the citizens of this country. You see why this country and its citizens are barking at each other every day and night? Because of these people, these attitudes. Yes, it's too much hate, race, and pettiness among them. Too much scorn they have inside of them for each other. It starts from the top. It begins at the top. And that is what is being filtered to us at the bottom. Yes, to all the young people of this country. Division, race hate, pettiness, and wickedness. Wow. Wow. You can't pay a man. You refuse to pay a man that holds an office because he's not from your party. Guys, what a Guyana we live in, eh? I read somewhere that most people seem to take pleasure in feeling superior to someone doing things like that. I wonder if Lall is one of them. I know for sure plenty of them up there, his bosses, yeah, they're like that. They feel because they hold office. There are many other officials all across the government. They refuse to pay people. The Freedom of Information Commissioner, a man named Charles Ramsden Sr. The man ain't get no staff to carry out his functions for that office because the PNC refused to give him a budget to staff the office and carry out his functions. They've never even give him a desk or a chair to sit on. So you see, it's not one side of the coin, it's both sides of the coin. This is how they behave. Yeah. Brothers and sisters, small minds discuss people. Average minds discuss events. But great minds discuss ideas. Yeah. Our leaders, instead of paying attention to the big picture of life, our oil, our gold, our resources, our quality of life, our standard of living, their minds are petty. And that's all they can focus on. How to bring down a small man. By using state apparatus and their offices. Yes, they use GRA. They use the police, the Food and Drug Administration, the Bureau of Standards. Man, any regulatory agency they have under their control, they use to stifle and go after people. That's how they do it. That's how wicked they are. You guys know, you guys remember what Jagdeo, Nandalal, and Satar did to me? They were trying with the emails. Yes, they were sending emails to each other, trying to jail me, imprison me. It's on the website. It's on Kaieteur News website. You guys can go and read it. A matter of fact, when I was told, when Nandalal collect the morning paper and he spot the front page with the emails, his coffee cup fall out his hand. And he shout out, he said, oh God, oh gosh, oh gosh, oh gosh. My political career end. Whole day he talk about it. He tell the whole, everybody, right? How his political career done, you get catch. Plotting to imprison Glenn Lall through emails. They want to know how I get the email on to now. I'm going to tell you who give me the email, guys. But promise me that you guys are going to change. You guys are nice people, man. You can change this attitude. You know? The creator above sent that email to me. So, you guys can change, man. They're nice chaps. You should have got to take a drink with them. They're nice guys, man. But I don't know who pushed these guys, these wicked things in their heart. You know? A matter of fact, Coach, it's Star before he died. Called me and apologized. And said, Glenn, I was set up. You know? I get set up. And I hope God bless his soul. Yeah, he apologized to me. He said he's sorry and stuff like that. I did hear this. When they didn't get through with that, they sent the police to take away. When I couldn't get through with that, they sent the police to take away my guns. You gotta hear this one. I only can laugh. Take away my guns so that somebody can shoot me on the road. Somebody can kill me. You know? They get Henry Green for do it. I did speak. Henry Green sent some officers to my office to seize the weapons, and I refused to give them. So I called two judges, and both judges said, Glenn Lall, don't give them anything. They have no right. There's no law that the police commissioner can come and seize your weapon without committing an offense, you know? But you know what I did? I called Henry Green the next day and I said, send your officers to come, I'll give it to them. I give it to them. I gave it to them. And the next 3 days after, he had a function and he invited me and I went there. And when I went there, he thought I would ask him, and I didn't say nothing. But you had to see the treatment he gave me. He knew in his heart that he did a terrible thing to me. And he couldn't take it. Matter of fact, he had iguana. And he said, Glenn, I bring special iguana for you. Because he know I like iguana. And get up and come and take it out and give it to me for eat. He felt sorry. And I pat him on his shoulder and I said, bro, don't worry. I understand what's playing out. I can handle it. Don't worry about it. I am bigger than that. You understand? You know, when the coalition go in, Ramjatan and Silal took 2 years before I get back those guns. Silal was the one holding it up. Is when he went on leave, the acting commissioner Ramnarayan issued the license back to me. You hear that? You hear that? He issued back. And when Silal come back and take over the office, Silal sent a group of policemen to come ask me how I get back the license. Oh my, I nearly crack up that day. I crack up. I don't want to tell you what I told those guys. The police who issued the license come back to me to ask me how I get it. You know, I tell the officers, I say, y'all guys pass me. You guys pass me to come and ask me that how I get it. You know? It is so sad. That is like the housing, Ministry of Housing give you a house lot, and the after them come back for ask you how you get the house lot. This is how smart they are, how vicious they can be, how low and nasty, how dirty and petty they can become. You know, they had a judge named Dudnath Singh. This man was the Attorney General for a long time. When the man retired, them give you a royal run around for he get his own pension. The Ministry of Finance refused to release the old man money. Them own Attorney General. The man had to carry them to court. They make the old man had to walk up the court step, crawl up the court step. You hear me? Forget the own money, the own pension. Yes, guys, that's how petty they are and they can get. That's who we have for leaders. My roads, the road in front of my home, this is a very sweet one. The PPP under Jagdeo presidency fixed all the roads in Nandi Park except the one I live in. You hear that? I'm never sorry for myself, but I'm sorry for all the neighbors who live in the street. Because at least I used to drive a big 4x4. So the 4x4 could go in the holes and come out the holes. I'm sorry for my neighbors. You know? Here it is, my neighbor, 2 doors away from me, is a man named Ian Chang, the Chief Justice of this country. God bless the dead. He died last year. Yeah, 2 doors the man lived from me. He left his house one day and come over to see me at my house one Sunday and ask me, he said, Glenn, can you please go out this neighborhood and live somewhere? And as soon as they fix the road, buddy, you're going to come back. You hear that? You hear that? This man begging me to come out from me neighborhood where me live 30 odd years. How you like that?
He was a chief justice.
Yeah. The coalition going. And when I tell Patterson, he fixed one, but the side street next to my house, he left out. And when I ask him, how he can do that. You got to hear the man language. Patterson, not even a couple months gone in there. And he talked to me like if he doing me a favor, bro. You understand?
Just doing your job.
I had to ask him, I said, wait, am I asking you a favor? You know? This is what they do. This is how they behave when they get into office.
They take
You
what
know?
belongs to them.
The ice pass people, the citizens of this country, especially at Glen Lall. What I've been doing in 27 years, trying to educate and enlighten this whole country without fear or favor. You understand? You behaving like if I begging you a favor to fix my street that a previous administration didn't fix. You understand?
Not only
A matter of fact, I believe in my heart I did much more to put him in the office that he himself did to get there. And this man talking to me like if he think I begging you a favor. These low life. These are the leaders, guys. These are your beautiful leaders. But I still love them. I still love them. I don't have that spirit in me, you know, to hate you for a long time. I'd get on bad and move on. And then next day I'll forgive you, you know, hoping that you're going to change. And I want y'all to change from my heart. I want you guys to change, bro. All of you. Every one of you. Here is last one. Here how wicked and evil they can get. When the leaders can't get to you, at you, directly at you, they go after your children. Yeah, they go after your children. My son-in-law is in the beverage business, Surya Manufacturing. The man imports beverages. Them use the food and drug department to hassle him, harass him, fatigue him, pressure and stress out the man and his business. And they do that to frustrate me, Glen Lall. It's me they're really targeting. The coalition, under the coalition. Here how petty them does operate. They use every trick in the book to frustrate the man. The man used to bring in a juice. What the US government does share in the schools, all the schools of America, throughout the United States. And they get the Bureau of Standards to tell the man that the juice is fake. Yes. Yeah. My son-in-law went to the US Embassy to authenticate the product. He received a letter from the US Embassy to take to the Bureau of Standards, and they still refuse to accept it. They hassle your children. That's how far they go. I write about it in the newspaper many times. I used to expose it. And I have spoken to many of the ministers in the coalition government about it. The matter was even raised with President David Granger. I was told. They had a man named Marlon Cole. They invite Marlon Cole to Parliament. Listen how far this thing went. And called me, called my son-in-law, and a few other importers that was being hassled. They called us to Parliament, the day they had Parliament, and during the lunch break, we sat in an office and had the man there, and we explained everything to him. You had Basil Williams there, Kemraj Ramjatan, Moses Nagamutu, Gaskin, and a few others, right, in the meeting. And all of them told him, you know, the Attorney General Basil Williams told Marlon Cole, he is wrong, he's breaking the law, right? And you know, after that, the man still continue doing it. Yes, still continue hustling my son-in-law. and the rest of people. Guess what I did? I was going to see Granger. But I said, let me talk to Harmon direct, because he's the number 2 man. I decided to go and talk to Joseph Harmon. I confronted him on the issue. You know, after the meeting, the hustling stopped. You hear that? The hustle stopped immediately. You understand? It's Glenn Lall targeting. But I used to smile. I used to smile and laugh it out. Because you can't hold a good man down. When a man got the creator on his side, you can't hold him down for long. One day, you're going to get back and you're going to overcome them. Yes. Brothers and sisters, before I take your phone calls, I want to leave with you something to think about. A pretty young lady from Linden went missing. The boyfriend went on Facebook begging for help to find her. He even offered a reward. He was leading search teams all over Linden looking for her. This boyfriend was seen grieving for his girlfriend more than the parents and the family members. His actions came over so genuine and believable that he had the whole Linden sorry for him. Yep. Then we found out that the same man is the man who killed the girlfriend and buried she in his backyard. The police still looking for you. So, here is the thinking part for you. Does that resemble our leaders? Telling we how they got we back? How they feel for we? How they love we? And got we best interests at heart? Yes. Only for we to discover that they're strangling we and draining the blood out of we body for other people. Yes, the foreign people. You know I like to talk about the oil people. I was just told before I come on here that the Chinese were fetching out our manganese is really digging away at our gold, using manganese as a front to get in we backyard, draining our blood out. Just think about all of that, and let's hear your telephone calls. Take the calls and let's get going. Let's chat.
Let me remind persons that you can call us on 226-7453 this evening or 226-7454. The WhatsApp line is also open. You can call us on WhatsApp at 622-2222. You have a call on the line? When you call in, please let me just remind you, when you call in, to please lower the volume of your radio. Failure to do such, we will have to disconnect you. So when you call in, kindly lower the volume of your radio, wherever you're listening to us from.
I only hope I ain't put them to sleep. Guys, you can't sleep away on me, man. 226-7453
or 226-7454.
54. You sleep away on me? Bernard, you sleep away on me, man. No. You gotta tell me.
Caller, good evening. Welcome to the Glenn Lall Show. Oh, we lost that caller. Yeah.
All right.
I was thinking by Pettiness on the street. Kaieteur did so much. Kaieteur did so much to put them in power, and he's acting arrogant, not to do you a favor, to do the citizens of Guyana a favor, who voted them in office. And that is.
Caller, good evening. Welcome to the Glenn Lall Show.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening to you, sir.
Yes, sir. I'd like Mr. Lall to look into, you see, for me, it's really off the topic, but it's concerning the army. There are a word coming out that they're telling the soldiers that they have to take the COVID vaccine, or else they will be dismissed from the job. And then I also have an next scenario that they could pay $20,000 for the certificate. I don't know if you could address the matter for me. Or raise it.
All right, no problem. Thank you. You have any questions about anything you listened here just now?
Not at the moment. That's my main
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Caller, good evening to you. Welcome to the Glenn Lall Show.
Good night.
Good night to you, sir.
I'd like to analyze the word leaders. Mr. Lall,
Yes, sir.
listen to me. These words, L-E, right? It's the spell L-E-A-D-E-R-S, right? Now the leaders are loathsome, extremely arrogant, distrustful. You hearing me?
Yes, I'm hearing you. I'm hearing you.
Eventually raising suspicion. That is the leaders of this land. They are loathsome, arrogant, extremely arrogant. Those are the letters in the word leaders. You hear me? Extremely arrogant, distrustful.
Well, I agree. I fully agree with you. You cannot trust them.
About their intentions.
Yeah, very few of
That's
them.
the word leaders
Very few of them you
that
can
we have
place.
in this country.
Yes, I hear you, bro. I hear you. I hear you. Thank you, Dad. Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you. Man, talk about trust.
Caller, good evening. Welcome to the Glenn Lall Show.
Hi, good night, sir.
Good
night,
night
sir.
to you, sir.
Good night to you and your panel. I listen to your program. I would like to say that this government had the biggest budget and nothing for the poor people. Everything raised in the market and no salary raise. I hope you continue and God bless you and you can get into our hearts and let us come together and see what we can do.
God bless you too. God bless you too.
Thank you.
The budget, my friend, that's a beautiful thing you talk about there, the budget. These big budgets, you have to look at it. They just call the figures out. And I did many programs to show you how they're siphoning off this big budget for themselves and their friends and their family. Yeah, the big contracts. The big contracts. They're giving out here and giving out there. It's big money they're drawing down on it, man. Nothing is overboard. Nothing is clear and in the open. Everything they do is hiding. So the small man doesn't have anything to get. Yes.
Caller, good evening. Welcome down to the Glenn Lall Show.
Good night, sir.
Good night to you.
I'm calling from Barbies. I tried to get in too long for the show.
All right, sir. Would you like to contribute to tonight's topic?
Yes.
Go right ahead.
Concerning tonight's topic, I just want to make it so short and let you all understand, right?
No
Yes.
problem.
I see the two major parties in this country for a very long time. You know how these politicians get on? You know, like when you play a cricket match? When one side go in and bat, and when they bat and they make enough runs and they get bowl out and they come out and the other side go in. So there is the way politics play in this country. And there is no noble, no third empire for tell them when they're out. They don't accept that. You understand me? Mr. Glenn,
Yes, sir.
I would like to come to your office one day. Where, what really happened? You ever hear in anywhere in this world that when a man works, and if he not receive his salary, I don't have things to put in his bag to go to work, he must still work, and you run? That person is wrong. If you didn't get in money to go to work, you don't get in a salary.
No, if you don't get salary, you can't work.
And they're telling me that I'm supposed to work.
Aye, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. That's a tough
I
one.
have facts. I'd like to come to your office.
All right, you can come. You can come to the office during the day, man. Any day. All right.
Any day.
Thanks for calling.
Thank you, sir.
Have a good night. Bye-bye. Caller, good evening. Welcome down to the Glenn. Sorry, lost that caller. 226-7453, 226-7454. Those are the numbers you can contact us this evening on the Glenn Lall Show.
You know, Bernard, these people, they're not, like I said, they're not bad chaps, bad people, you know. But just that the mentality of them, you know, they have to find a way how to move away from these pettiness now.
But we
You gotta look at life
we need
beyond
the
that.
people to exert a little
Take-
pressure on it.
Caller, good evening. Welcome down to the Glenn Lall Show.
Good night, sir.
Good night to you.
How are you?
We're
Right.
okay.
Okay, I got a issue on. I want to say it loud and proud.
I didn't hear that
You hear
clearly.
You hear me?
We hear
Yes.
you now. Go ahead.
I got a issue. I want to say it loud and proud.
Go right ahead.
Okay, I work in the consultancy of Parika here. And when after time we get the two bonus in the same month, when the PP take over, we didn't get it until now.
The bonus?
He didn't get his
Yeah.
bonus since his administration took office.
Exactly, sir.
All right. Thanks.
When was up to PM? We get it 2 years. And when Barajagdi take over, we didn't get it. He said he didn't know what. And we in the Baghdad in the bush in the consultancy of Parika. And we have to buy our own ration, everything. And we live in the house where we live in. When the rain falling, we have to dodge from the rain. Thank you,
Thanks.
sir.
Thank you, caller.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Pettiness.
Yes, it's petty.
Caller, good evening. Welcome to the Glenn Lall Show.
We have to buy our own ration, everything.
We have to cut that call. Please cut that call. We're reminding persons that when they call in to please lower the volume of their radio. Caller, good evening. Welcome down to the Glenn Lall Show. Call is not ready for us this evening. Another call is coming through. Caller, good evening. Welcome down to the Glenn Lall Show. Good evening to you.
Hi, a pleasant good evening to you, gentlemen.
Good evening to you.
Hi, I am 34 years of age, and I like to contribute something.
Go right ahead.
For a young person, based on my observation with everything that is going on in the country, right, regarding the foreign companies, ExxonMobil and stuff, and the so-called feasible studies and enhancement for life and this and this and that. My concern is, if we have existing social issues in our country, right? Poverty, jobs, medical, you name it. Let's exclude the issue with Exxon and stuff. If we have these issues that are not being able to be resolved, right? We have all the riches in our country, leave out oil, agriculture, mining, whatever the case. If we can't look after these things for our people, how can we manage this oil and gas sector with those who are in power?
Stay on the line. Stay on the line. That's a beautiful question you asked. I'm gonna talk on the same topic on Wednesday. I'm gonna show you guys how if we do the right thing, how poverty can be eliminated.
Yeah, I know that, right?
Wait, overnight, this same year. I'm gonna talk on it Wednesday.
Yeah.
Right?
No.
So I'll be able to bring it out and show you guys the things they're focusing on, how backward they are.
Yeah, it is. It's surprising.
That has this entire nation in poverty.
Right, because listen, let me tell you something. No matter how much education or qualification you have, logic and common sense beats everything. And for me, when I listen to some of these things that comes out of these so-called leaders, right, it insults one's personality and natural intelligence.
Perfect.
It insults me
Yeah.
because this is what I'm thinking for my age and what I go through socially in terms of jobs, in terms of your rights. Because let me tell you, I am a patriot. I stand up strongly in what I believe in. Right? I'm all about the right thing. And there's a lot of issues that keep growing up with them, and they're now I deal with them directly. If these things are not being addressed, how can you go and manage something else to improve life? Because if you can't manage and get simple things like that resolved, how are you going to manage and resolve bigger issues?
Yes, I spoke about that
You understand?
in programs before.
There's a lot of things, man, and there's theoretical, a very, how should I say it? There's a cinematic display I've been seeing for quite some time now with, I don't want to say the ministry directly, but who has to deal with workforce and wages and salary, but yet, nothing is being done for people.
Yes.
There's just a masquerading about here and there. Talking about
They don't
work.
take advice. They don't listen to people who understand what's going on.
Exactly, because
And they would even go to the depth to remove qualified people A man like Vincent Adams, you know, they removed Vincent Adams from EPA, you know, and that's the man is a qualified individual. So when you do that and you put these kind of square pegs in wrong hole, the country can't get better. And that only happens because, like I said earlier, they look at you from race, they look at you from party people. If you can't do what they want if you can't do what they want you to do, they should depress you out.
Yeah, but you see, there's a trend then, because it doesn't matter who is in power, because somehow or the other, when one doesn't have power, they all to do the good for everybody. But when you get into that position,
exactly,
and you have a whole of the reins of power, then everything changes. It's like you morph into another creature.
Exactly. It's like I talk about the oil sector. They have a minister who they put for sports, and the man left Parliament and went to spend 2 years in England.
Now, you know, I addressed that thing a lot. I was quite surprised when that particular minister he has the specialty to deal with that, and lo and behold, he's dealing with something that I guess nobody didn't expect.
Well, I can only speak for myself, what I believe. They don't want people to know what's playing out there.
No,
maybe they don't want the man to know what really going on there. This is why they push him out and put a headmaster. A headmaster, I don't know.
But
you know, this thing is so sickening.
But
you know?
One thing I've learned, right?
Mm-hmm.
People who have, let's say, people who are above you, they have the authority or the boss or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Once they see somebody below them has the potential, has the intellect, has that drive to be better than them, they're going to do the best to keep you down.
It brings fear. It brings fear.
It's an intimidation. They're intimidated.
Yes. It's a challenge. Because
it happens to me.
It's a challenge. You want yes men all the time.
Yeah, I understand it, because I've noticed a trend. You see, I'm like a chess player.
Mm-hmm.
I could study the strategies and know the outcome of the game before checkmate.
Mm-hmm.
So I like these kind of things. So when I see things, it is beyond my I can't understand it, because it's like you're trying to say water is now wet.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of things, but
yes,
I'm young, so let's see going down the road what's going to happen. But to tell you the truth, I am not. I am surprised but not impressed.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not impressed at all. I don't like what is going on. Take, for example, there's the claims of taking off the VAT. I don't know if you see Facebook. You see how much people putting up the prices of things that was and is now? And there's a lot of that going on Facebook. A lot of people, there's a growing concern regarding the cost of living. It is rising dramatically.
My friend, you ain't see nothing yet.
For the past couple of days?
Listen, I just tell you I'm going to talk about it on Wednesday, right? I'm going to show you guys how poverty can be eliminated overnight in this land. But instead they focus on that.
Yeah, but
this country,
simple.
my friend, this country is so rich, right? If we do the right thing, this country can be turn into a little Dubai.
I know that for a fact, because some simple
but they
things
are helped on going down, moving like, you know, when you harness a donkey.
Yeah.
These guys are harnessed that way.
But I believe it's
the only way they
system created. It's a deliberate system created to keep things in the way it is.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I believe so. Okay, Mr. Lall.
Thank you so much, man. Thank you. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Man, talk a mouthful.
Yeah, but he's right. They put a man with a master's degree in gas, oil and gas, to be the Minister of Sports, and put a headmaster to be the Minister of Natural Resources.
Yes.
Because they don't want him to, when you get advice by go sign these things, they
want
convenient food.
Man, Mr. Jack, they know exactly what game they're playing, man.
He want know what to question what he's doing.
Them know who for put where.
Right, just sign this, and you
understand?
just sign that there. That's all I need.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
They didn't know what to question them.
They know what's going on. All right, let me call it a night, because you guys can't complain that the line did not open. The lines are open and you guys not calling
You
it.
take the last call?
Yeah, go ahead, take the call.
So call your final call of this evening. Good evening.
You?
The phone line's open.
Good evening to you, caller.
Hi, good night.
Good night.
McCray Dong, just remember on to this program. Glenn,
Yes.
They got to this work now. This message is getting over now. They got the average customer asking me now if you listening to Glenn, you hear what Glenn saying. Up to last night, one of them tell me about, you speak about eggs, like when dogs sucking eggs. I said, got to call him tell you. You've got to keep at this program hard. The message is getting over to the people. And when I said to the people, people were June election time, they ignoring you, decide they're going to listen to you now. So this message is getting over. You've got to keep up it hard. Good night.
Yeah, but I have the phone lines open and my listeners sleepy on me, bro.
Well, slowly but surely you can get over there in terms of people.
Thank you. You have any question?
Get to the car, but they're coming through. But secondly, we want to know who own country black man. You only home man. We want you to get this thing over. You got to get some lie and thing and let me know who own country black. I suspect who own it.
Brother, I did a special program on that already, man.
About it. We want to know who own country black. Where we going to know though?
I did a special program on that. A matter of fact, the government is still to let us know the beneficial owners of it.
Glenn,
yes.
The government is above the law. And just how they run to the CCJ, we need to hire these people before the court. Then we know who own the black man. Yeah, I got the kind of money to spend, Glenn.
Buddy.
We got people who own the black.
Buddy, they want £1 million. Pounds, not Guyana dollar.
Man, we can make the contribution. You got to raise funds.
Yeah, you got to go out on the street and beg money for find lawyers to fight them. The oil blocks is there. The oil blocks is there, right there. And guess what? Listen to me carefully. All will come out soon. You can't hide, you know. None. Once you take the people asset of this country, you can't run and hide with it. You're gonna slip them and push them in people's name and there. But trust me, you're gonna get catch with the money down the road. And we all will see one day. You gotta be careful what you're saying, bro, because I got a lawsuit pending in court on that. So we just gotta be careful. But they will get catch. Don't worry. What I said, time longer than twine? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Everything done dark.
Yeah, we have any more calls? Let me take a night. Yeah.
Good evening, welcome to the Glenn Lall Show. It seems that we lost that caller there.